Good afternoon, guys, and happy, I believe it's Thursday, to all of your sunshiny faces. Geez, guys, this week feels like it went by so fast. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I don't really even know what day of the week it is, or how many weeks we've been stuck in here. But, yeah, it's like feels like the week went by sort of fast anyway. Like, I mean, normally we try and do something kind of entertaining on the weekends, at least a little bit. But yeah, I was actually, guys, I think I was telling you maybe yesterday, I don't know, that like when I'm out of my room and like doing something, it makes like it feel a little bit better at least. But Matthew was actually getting all kinds of work done on the stairs today, because the stairs, we took the carpet off the stairs years and years ago. I think ever since I've really been recording, we haven't had carpet on the stairs. I think it was actually right in between when I was done with school and between my like actual graduation, me and my mom took the carpet off the stairs. So it was like sometime in May or June, like what was that, 6 years ago or something like that. And the stairs underneath are actually like pretty nice wood. They just always had like ugly carpeting on them, and they've got, like I said, they're like painted, so when we tore the carpet up, some of the paint was kind of like chipping, and some of the a lot of the staples have still been left in there because they're really hard to get out. My dad took a ton of it off, but like there's still like just little spots that still need it, and we have to try and get all the paint off. And again, some of it has chipped a little bit, just from, we noticed when we pulled the carpet up anyway. But so they're taking, Matthew right now is taking all of the staples out as much as he can and trying to chip off all of the paint as well. So like I said, that was what he was up to today. But while he was doing that, I was like doing dishes, making dinner and stuff like that. After I was done making dinner, he actually came in the living room and then was like watching TV, which like is weird. We haven't really, I think I was telling you guys too, like even though like we've been home and stuck together and everything like that, everybody's been off doing like their own thing. Like normally Friday nights and Saturday nights we've been getting together like to watch live PD, but other than that we like haven't been doing anything together. So the last few days that I've been doing a lot of like family research and stuff like that, I've been sitting out in the living room and doing that. So I feel like I've been, you know, like I said, out of my room at least, which is good. You know, and I don't know, I just feel like so like stuck because everybody else is gone at school and work and stuff like that. Normally it's just me and my mom home. So like, you know, I might be doing like something and, you know, maybe she's doing something else, or maybe she's gone out at the store, maybe she's taking a nap, or she's in her room watching something, and then I can come out in the living room. But it's like, I don't know, like, you know, there's always just like people around and stuff like that. So I'm just like, if I don't want to be bothered, I just stay in my room. And I don't know, I've been staying in my room for too long, and I was like, I need to just like get out more often, get out of my room at least more often and into the rest of the house. But I did spend some time too in the backyard today, and I took a bunch of pictures of all of the flowers that are blooming. I think there's one more set of tulips maybe that are blooming that I didn't get a picture of just because they're not blooming just yet. So I will most likely, I'll add those for you guys right now, the pictures of all of the nice blooming flowers and everything, since technically today's the last day in May, or in April. So that is, like I said, just the flowers and everything like that. And most likely by the time I'm editing this video, I will have taken a picture of the ones that are blooming as well. And then on top of that too, all of our spinach and one stalk of kale actually came back this year, which is really cool because the spinach, I guess I didn't actually know this. My dad was reading it. Kale comes back every year. I didn't know that, but most of our kale got eaten by some lovely little caterpillars. And I think most of the lettuce. That's why I didn't really harvest hardly any of it last year. And they had started to get to the spinach, but by the time we got that like early snow too on Halloween, because I had planted it and it was still like coming up and was still doing pretty good in like I'd say September or so. But then again, I was like, oh my gosh, all these bugs, you know, there was bugs out on them and stuff like that. And I, you know, tried to like kind of pull what was on there off and everything, but they were just like looking really sad, like most of the leaves were eaten. And so the spinach, like I said, was still doing pretty good, but it was already by like the end of, you know, October, and we got that snow. And so I was like, I probably didn't make it. And I don't know if spinach does come back every year or not. Like I said, or what, but I realized kale does. And with the spinach though, I don't know too if it was because we got snow, but we never got like a ton of snow, and it never lasted for a super long time. So I don't really know either if maybe that was why. We also didn't have a freezing cold winter like we did last year, where we lost most of our rose bush because of how cold it was. I went over to my aunt's house too last year and was doing all of her gardening and stuff like that, and she lost a lot of bushes and plants and stuff like that because of how bad that Arctic cold winter we had last year, where we had those like 2 or 3 days or a couple days where it was like colder here than it was in Antarctica. And so that's why, you know, we didn't have that this year. I think we had a very mild winter. Again, we got some snow here and there, but we never got like more than like a foot of snow, I don't think, at all at any given time. Even when it like compiled, you know, it wasn't really like, I don't think, a full foot of snow that I can really remember this last winter. Maybe we did, but like I said, I can't totally remember that happening. Like we'd get like some dustings, maybe a few inches, but it was never like a ton of snow. And even too, when we would get it, it'd like melt within like a few like days or a week or so, maybe 2, and then we might get like a few days down the road from there. Like I said, I don't really remember that a whole ton. So like I said, I think we had a pretty mild winter, so I don't know if that's why as well. But like I said, my dad was looking at kale does, I guess, come back. So we do have one little stalk of kale that came back, and our spinach along with our green onions came back again this year. And I think I was telling you guys as well, maybe our green onions we had in a different flower bed that we had done, like raised garden bed a few years ago. Again, I think showed you guys that in a few years ago's vlog, and now we're redoing these garden beds for a different way. But anyways, we had some green onions that we grew from just like scraps, you know, and we regrew them and then planted them outside, and they came back for I think 3 years straight. And I didn't know that onions did that. I wasn't sure that like that was a thing. I guess it is though, because now this is the second time now that I've planted onions and they came back for a second year. However though, I think that the ones that are growing outside right now are actually going to seed, so I don't know what to do at that point. But like I said, it's kind of interesting. I didn't know that happened. So yeah, we've got that came back as well, and we might wind up getting some like volunteer tomatoes probably as well, because we had a ton of tomatoes that we didn't like I said too, we still were having tomatoes like in October, but once we got that winter, you know, storm and everything like that, and we had probably the only time that we had a full foot of snow or close to it was on Halloween. All of our tomatoes just immediately fell off and were all in, you know, just like trashed, and so were the tomato plants. So like I said, we'll probably wind up getting a few of those, I don't know. But we've also got all of our potatoes that we've been growing inside that we can put outside probably pretty soon. And I'm gonna say, because they're root vegetables, we can probably plant them outside now and be safe even if it does frost. Like, I'm thinking that it'll still be okay. But I know that kale and spinach, and I think lettuce as well, actually they do really well even if you still get frost. It actually makes them, like, I know kale for sure, I was reading that it like makes it taste like not as, like, I don't know, sweeter or something like that, but it actually adds like a really nice taste to kale if it is actually frosts and you're growing kale outside. So I think we have some lettuce maybe some more spinach and kale seeds possibly, that we can plant outside. And then like I said, those I know can be planted right now because again, our spinach lasted through the whole winter, so it should be fine if we do wind up planting some more like leaf vegetables and stuff like that, along with, like I said, I think our root vegetables should be okay as well, because again, given the fact that onions are a root vegetable, should do pretty well as well if we plant our potatoes outside. Some of the other stuff that we're growing, we're going to move to the greenhouse, and like I said, maybe possibly move it. My mom keeps saying like towards the end of like the month, like near my dad's birthday, that we can probably plant the stuff in the ground, but I really think that by May we should be safe. So we'll see. And if not, we can always try and cover some of the things that we know are not as hardy if we do know it's going to frost. But I don't think that we're really supposed to get it anymore. And the weather lately has been really nice as well. I think this week is supposed to be pretty much all 50s and 60s again. So, and I think either tomorrow or on Saturday, I think, maybe Saturday, it's supposed to be like 75 degrees as a high. So that would be really nice. But our weather's consistently, seems like for the last, I think 2 or 3 weeks now, has been, maybe 2 weeks straight, has been like 50s and 60s pretty much, so that's nice. And looking into the 3rd week as well as what it's supposed to be, so I think we're kind of safe in that area. But again, they'll be safe maybe at least for the next few weeks out in the greenhouse. The problem was, and maybe I'll share with you guys in another vlog, maybe I'll go outside actually tomorrow or something like that and share with you guys also, but a lot of the greenhouse, we actually had a problem with the plastic, and apparently it didn't last over the winter, which we thought it would, where it actually has like holes in the plastic for some reason, like where like it crosses sort of, it actually like split a lot in like the like holes, if that makes sense. Like there's like little like spots where it's like sewn together sort of, I guess. It makes like a checker pattern sort of, and in each one, like most of the plastic has like fell apart. So while the like actual like netting part, I guess, sort of is still there, and some of the plastic, it's got like holes in it though. So my dad ended up putting some like heavy duty plastic over the top of it as well. So that should most likely keep it warm in there, along with you know, we won't get any rain, and also like no what's it called, no frosting or anything like that, because it should stay warm in there even if it does frost at night, and won't ruin any plants that we have if we're growing, you know, inside the greenhouse. So like I said, I think that's what we're going to do, but that's why we had to wait, and we haven't put anything actually out in the greenhouse yet, which I would think that they'd be safe to be put out there probably at the beginning of like this past month, but that was one of the reasons why we couldn't put anything out there. So I know you can buy replacements for them on Amazon, but we were just like, hey, we have some of this like heavy duty plastic stuff, we'll just use it. I think it's sort of like, not upholstery plastic, but like, I know when we moved this stuff out of my grandma's like assisted living, that we used that because that night it was raining, and so it's like, I don't know, somebody brought like really heavy like plastic stuff and wrapped up her furniture that we were moving in my uncle's, both my uncle's trucks, I think, and we put like it over that because I know it was raining that night and we didn't want everything to be soaking wet. So yeah, like I said, I think that's what my dad ended up also using, or he'd gotten some recently at Menards or something. So yeah, it's just like, it's still like clear see-through plastic so that sun can still get through and everything, but we're hoping that will work, at least to an extent this year. And like I said, should probably be safe to put stuff in by now. So all of our plants that we've been growing now inside can successfully be moved outside. And again, I think all of our root vegetables pretty much too should be safe going outside also. So, you know, probably straight into the flower beds. But I know too, like the broccoli that we've been growing, that should be planted while it's still pretty cool out, because if not, if it gets too hot, it will bolt, and that we don't want that. So I think that's what it is. Like I said, I did a whole ton of research last year, and I have like 8 million of my great grandpa's gardening books. that I can go through and stuff like that. And I've got a lot of other too. My aunt just gave me one for my birthday, I think, as well. This is A Better Homes and Gardens, new gardening book, that I think is also has a vegetable section in there as well, like, you know, planting like food outside. So I'll look through that too and see if there's anything. If not, always do some Google searching, but just to try and find like what the best for our area is and everything. But anyways, guys, I will see you all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.